Top of the morning, lovelies. I want to share this bit with everybody. I just woke up. I had to download, and I was looking through some stuff last night or early morning, and I had an early breakfast too. You remember when I said I was poisoned? Because my symptoms were as I was poisoned. And now I'm convinced. I was reflecting back. Oh, I didn't write this shit down. But a term messenger was saying something, and I didn't take it to heart. I just turned it off and went to sleep. But then I had this dream download, what do you want to call it? And before then, I came home. There was some black stuff, like black pellets, by my front door. Just when you could feel like somebody dropped something and trying to sweep it up. Then in my apartment, because we don't have carpet in our front room and kitchen, all that stuff, there was black pellets over the floor, like black balls. And I'm like, okay. So I'm checking our shoes, like my slippers, you know. Only one of them I use constantly was my sandals. That doesn't have any black tracings that are removed from my shoes. So, long story short, remember I said my stomach got huge, like really big, like huge, like it just went instantly. And I had drank some of my concoction, and then someone told me don't do it. I did anyway. I don't know, would I drink something? I can't remember. Because I was documenting everything that I drank every day, every single day I've been here. But then I stopped, you know? So I had this download. And prior to that, I was looking at researching some stuff. And a couple of days ago, if not a week or two, there was this guy. I had my window open, the blinds open, the window open to get some fresh air. And he kind of tiptoed past my apartment. And he had this rat trap. You know those black rat traps that you have outside? To kill rodents. Now, remind you, I don't see nothing by my unit. I never have. So he kind of tiptoes past my unit, kept looking at my window. So then I didn't think nothing of it at first. So then I slept on it. I took a nap. I woke up, did some research, went back to sleep, and this is what I concluded. Now, my blood work, my blood clotting level is out of whack. It takes longer to clot my blood all of a sudden. Then I had nosebleeds as well. That's the same thing when you ingest rat poisoning. And I was like, okay. And then my labs were out of whack. Even here, all of a sudden. In my labs, I'm reading this thing. It's on its website. It says how rat poisoning affects the body, right? And I'm pretty much going through all this. Bleeding from gums, nose, or skin. I was bleeding from my nose. Chills, I didn't have that at all. Ultra mental status and confusion, I had that. I was at the store, I was out of it. I went to get some stuff, and I was like I was just out of it. Just like out of it. I can't really explain it. It says convulsions, I never had that. Involuntary muscle spasms and movement due to disrupted brain activity. Dehydration, extreme thirst, and increased urination. In the beginning, I was highly dehydrated. Even though I go on live with you guys, I was always thirsty. Even now, I'm thirsty. My urination is not increased, though. I might have the urge to go, but I can't go unless I take a water pill or something. Headaches. I didn't have any headaches. Just a brief one, but not really harsh. internal bleeding, which says signs of which are lightheadedness, shortness of breath, which I had, pain I have in my tummy, nausea and vomiting. And I have had nausea and vomiting when I first got here, and then even at the shelter. And it was the night before last, I threw up all in my car. Just for no reason. I was coughing. I couldn't breathe. And I just threw up everything. And I couldn't stop. Lethargy or exhaustion, I'm always that. Every time I go to sleep, I wake up, I'm always tired. Now, remind you, some of my food was tampered with here in my apartment. I threw it out. I threw some of my condiments out, my spices. I have like those peppercorn peppers, black peppers that you crunch up. Where you crunch up and put into your food, whatever. I threw that away. Because people can put pellets in there. You can mistake that for black pepper. Lightheadedness, I was that. Pain. Seizures, I haven't had that. Shortness of breath, of course. Upset stomach, nausea, and vomiting. It says possible complications. Listen to this. My labs and the doctors were confused because my kidneys were at 90 in 2021. And then it started rapidly declining. Literally rapidly declining. It says complications of ingesting rat poisoning are very serious and includes brain damage. It says that's why they're trying to say this and that. It says liver damage, which recently I just got the diagnosis that I have scar tissue in my liver. All of a sudden, my liver was fine before. Then I thought maybe it was a medication, but it's a rat poison. Because I'm trying to tell you, I should have kept that shit. But I swept all that shit up on my living room floor. It was all black, like pellets over my floor in the living room and in the kitchen. Like someone was in a haste. And by my front door. You know? And I was listening to a chat messenger, like I said, and she was mentioning something, but I turned the channel and I went to sleep. I was tired. About poison and shit like that. And I pretty much knew because it felt weird, whatever I was drinking. What I made, I drank, and then I drank something else. Like I told my child, don't be open up things that when we be leaving, we give them an opportunity to poison our drinks and our food. And it says, okay, liver damage, which I have all of a sudden, scar tissue, kidney failure. That's when I was at the hospital. And then my shit was rapidly declining. And that was, of course, that was October. But then again, when I went over here in March, I went to the hospital in May, and then June. It was declining rapidly. And my stomach was huge and it had veins on it. And I asked the doctor, I said, isn't this called Cashapp medusa? Which is like a lot of veins on your tummy. And which is there's like a blockage, because the girl at the church was like, "Oh, Fatima, do you have stomach pain?" I'm like, "No," but I really did. So I asked the hospital doctor. I said, "Is this Cashapp medusa, which looks like a veins like medusa hair on your stomach, where there's no circulation going to your liver? There's blockage." He said, "Oh no, that's not it." But I said, all of a sudden it just came, and this was back in May, just past couple months back. And then it says, with a kidney failure, coma, and even death. There are also complications associated with administering treatment such as vomiting, which I had diarrhea before, and sometimes constipation, just depends. Stomach cramping and bloating, which I have. Even to this day, I be walking in the kitchen, I'm like, sharp pain. Oh my God. Like worse than childbirth. No, not worse than childbirth. It's like sharp pain everywhere in my tummy, in my abdomen. And the veins go away, but it comes back, and my skin's really hard. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it for trying to kill me. I'm trying to tell you. It says, what do you do if you touch, inhale, ingest rat poisoning. Because at one point, we turn on the air conditioning, white shit comes out of the vent. And it was all over the floor, all over the couch, you know. I started itching hella bad. But that black shit, pellets, whatever it was on the floor, I came back to my child. I said, don't wear your shoes on my floor, da 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 da. But he said it wasn't him. But I'm like, it was all by my front door, in my living room, in my kitchen. So that confirms of the poison they tried to do to me. And the doctor can't figure it out because they're like, oh, we're going to do a drug test. Instead of them doing a toxicology test on me, they're in on it too. I don't give a fuck. You know? Because the people from the apartment, you know, what is it called? Associations and private management, they were going to the hospital. You know, fuck with my shit. The nurse was lied and said they only gave me 2 medicines I normally take. But they lied. I got my medical records and it showed I had a cocktail of drugs. You know? And then here, they kept coming to my apartment and then the management was more like, no, nobody came to your apartment. There was no work order before I said anything. Because they were guilty. They know. I said, yes, they did, because somebody said it online. They described everything in my refrigerator. They described everything in my room, in my closet. You know? Like, why are they so interested in me for? Why are they trying to assassinate me? Because I spoke up? Because they're jealous? I'm trying to tell you, these people are mentally ill. You know, and so brazen to do it. You know? And the bitch next door, she's part of it too. I know she is. She can't face me. These bitches can't face me. They do it behind my back when I leave. You know? I don't give a fuck. Even the one across the way, she's a young lady, like 20-some years old. And she had no kids. She in her apartment all day and all night. For months. Don't go shopping, don't do nothing. I be watching too. I be looking right at the window. You know? So obviously, and that's why my stomach grew so big rapidly. I couldn't breathe. I was like gasping for air. I was like, you know, gasping for air. And my shit was oval shaped down to my thighs. I was shocked. Everybody kept telling me to go to the ER. So ER for what? So they can finish the job? No. Granted, there's fluid in my tummy. It itches, it hurts. But it lets me know. I told my child, I said, you got to stay here when I go, you know, whatever, go out and do what I need to do. She said, ain't nobody going to do nothing. He's so ignorant, you know. And I don't know if it's probably family doing it too. Coming in my apartment, putting shit in my food. I don't know. In my drinks and shit. Taking shit. You know? Who does that? And I had an alarm system. I still have the alarm system. And I guess when they found out I had it, they disconnected it. Hold on. Hey, from Kentucky. I'm from California. I passed. I thought no, I didn't pass Kentucky. Yeah, here is really it's different out there. But anyways, and so that's what that lady at that shelter was like. You have blockage. Why would she say that when I'm rubbing my stomach? It was planned then, and it was planned over here. The same MO. And that's probably what they did over. Because I swear to God, my kidneys were like, it was like rapidly declining. It was like 90, 60, 40, 30. You know what I'm saying? That's kidney failure. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And my stomach was oval shaped. And I got a lot of fluid in my tummy. It's the same thing like when a rat ingests rat poison, their stomach gets hecka big and they look for water. They're thirsty. That's how I was, you know, in pain. And I'm upset with the hospital because they should have had tested me for toxic chemicals, and that's why where I'm at now, there's form they want me to fill out before I continue my application process. In the event of a death, well, why would they say that? So I knew what was up. It said, in the event of a death, who would you contact? It said in the event of an emergency, which the other document was about, you know, and I asked them, the leasing agent, I said, well, can I get the copy that I signed regards to the event of a death? And they said, well, I never heard of that before. Oh, okay. So that means that they were planning on causing my demise. Same thing they did on the Highlands. They be killing a lot of people out there, you know? And they knew exactly where I was or where I lived. How did they know all that, you know? Let me see. That's why they said I have scar tissue in my liver. I said, what? Before it was normal? It was always normal. Everything was normal. Then all of a sudden I have scar tissue in my liver, and then I have renal insufficiency or renal failure. That's poison. They're gonna get it. I'm trying to tell you. I'm about to watch. See, rat poison is toxic to humans. Symptoms of rat poison ingestion include internal bleeding. Now, right now, I have blood coming out. Well, when I was in the shelter, I think I put on my community tab. I was laying down. I thought it was sniffles because you know they don't open the windows over there. Next thing I know, I got up. My nose was dripping all over the sheet, all over my shirt. I coughed up blood clots and blood. My nose had blood clots coming out. I went to the doctor immediately the next day. They telling me they had no appointments available. Go to the urgent care. I went to urgent care. They're telling me go to the hospital because I have low oxygen and high blood pressure. They didn't want to treat me because they knew what was going on. You know, I can't say they knew, but allegedly they knew what was going on. Like, come on. And they said, oh, just keep your head up. I was like, well, I'm driving, you know? So, what else? That's why I said, when they gave me a cocktail medicine, it was causing me organ failure. I felt it. I felt it in my body. I felt like weird. I felt like you know, have a car, and you have an engine, and you have an oil leak, and you like, or a blown head gasket, and you know something's wrong with your car, but you keep on going, hopefully to the next stop or whatever, before it breaks down. That's how I felt, you know. Because the thing it is, my brother is who's currently incarcerated, and he said it too. He thinks I'm the one who put him in jail. No, he put himself in jail. He tried to hold us hostage. He had locks all over the door and all kind of bullshit. And then after all that, he blaming me because he said, oh, my other siblings don't know what to do, this and the other, but I do. But then he was going to my place for years, causing me problems. Now I'm reflecting back. Every time he came over, something was happening. Police, or phone echoing, staticking, phone messing up, all kind of shit. Losing my jobs, you know, car breaking down, you know, axle broken in half, you know. And top two, and number two, or whatever, allegedly my inheritance. They've been spending it for years, getting fed off my shit, making record labels and bullshit. And that's not amount to nothing. Meanwhile, I'm struggling, trying to make ends meet. And then I knew when somebody came in my apartment, I want to say in April, maybe April, May, because I got an email from the property management. And then they took my debit card out of my purse, a purse I don't even use anymore. And they contacted the agency saying that I have this bank, I'm hiding money, this, that, another. Like, you so dumb. Don't you think that if I did, I would have reported it? And when they do their background checks, they have it in the system, you know? So I already knew somebody came in my apartment because they reported those damn cards. which were non-existent anymore anyway. Even though they wasn't expired, but the bank, one bank was closed, the other one, the account was closed. So that's when I knew, you know. But my stomach's going down little by little, but it still hurts. And it's real black, like there's no circulation, there's no oxygen. Like they probably burned my stomach. Before I had some water, it felt like acid. And one woman, she told me, they're gonna put acylic acid in my shit. Be careful. I told her my symptoms were going on. She said, no, that's rat poisoning. She said, oh, it could be this or rat poisoning. She already knew what was going on. You know? It's very unfortunate. These bitches, I'm trying to tell you. That's why that guy walked past my apartment. He probably wasn't home with the rat trap, the black rat trap thingy. And it does have black pellets in it too. That's why I have shortness of breath. I had shortness of breath. All of a sudden, I was walking fine before, walking fine. I was doing my thing, regardless of how big I am. You know, even the doctors were confused. They were like, oh, they thought I was doing drugs. Even if you have a certain symptom, whatever, you can still function. And that I was walking everywhere. Me and my child would go Uber, Lyft. I mean, all of a sudden I couldn't walk. I couldn't breathe. You know, I was losing muscle mass. You know, these people are bitches. They can't face me. You know, I remember those howling. They was like, "She ain't dead yet." No, I'm not. And they probably say that now. But what would caught my attention is when I had my download, and then I read this article, and it said liver damage, and I said, "What? I got that right now. Scar tissue. All of a sudden, kidney failure. That's what I got right now. And dehydration, weakness, vomiting, diarrhea, bloating, cramping. You know, like I said, the night before, I threw it all in my car. I couldn't take it for no reason. So there's something in my food. There's something that I'm using. Probably the spices. I gotta throw those out too. They probably put some shit in there. And there was a bitch next door and her kid, her daughter. Yep, because they've been fucking with my car. Turn off the license plate paperwork. Those are kids doing it. They hired the teenagers to do it because the adults won't be implicated. The kids will, oh, well, they're just kids. But for aggravated burglary, and the management's involved in it, they had me in the back too. And I didn't even want the back of the apartment, so I wanted to be in the front. You know, and I noticed that a lot of people from North Highlands are stalking on my phone too, and on my live chat. You know, these Afghanistans. You know, I want to be in the front, in the parking lot, and I have proof of that too. So, oh, it's not available. It never was available. You know. So yeah, they try to, like I said before, they tried to poison me. I felt it. Now I had a download. I did all my research, and I read it. I sat on it. I couldn't believe what I was reading. My labs coincide with the article. Very unfortunate. You know, I never had this problem before. Never, ever. And my stomach is hella long down to my thighs. I mean, come on. You know? It's wide and huge. My doctor said go to the ER. I'm like, for what? I'm not going to be admitted. I'm not going to go in there. Because I already know. One lady told me, if you go to the hospital, you're not coming back out. They're going to try to finish the job in there. And put me on IV and all that kind of shit. I'm not doing that. Well, anyway, you guys, have a good Saturday. Enjoy your day. It's going to be nice and sunny, possibly windy in Sacramento. And back to Kentucky. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. And peace.